2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Belmont or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
As you know, we had the Port to Pub on Saturday, and I was talking about it a lot last week because we had Will Schofield on the show on a number of occasions. There was a lot of angry arguing going on.
Yeah,
complaining.
A lot of complaining. When even Matthew Pavlich looks at you in the eye and says, "Are you in danger of taking this too seriously?"
Well, he knows me well.
Anyway, how'd it go?
It was a great success. It was a tough day because, there was wind and there was swell, which was up quite high.
So the conditions were a bit iffy.
You know what I've got to say, though? The one thing I love about the Port to Pub is there seems like there's so many younger crew doing it. So there's a lot of 14, 15-year-old groups of girls doing it and young men doing it, young boys doing it as well. And when you see them putting themselves out there like that, in something's really grueling, it's difficult. There's a lot of fear associated with it.
It's a legit challenge, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you've got to really push yourself and commit because the training that's required to do it, the preparation, the doing other open water swims in the lead up to it.
Yep.
It's a massive exercise in discipline, really.
Yeah, it really is. For that though, Nat, a lot of the younger kids anyway, because they're doing swimming at school this first term, they don't do anything.
To Rottness though.
I know, but they just seem to be able to do it. And a lot of water polo people that are out there. But Sonny had girlfriends that were doing it, and to see them cross the line not far after me was firstly very sobering, and secondly, I was ecstatic for them.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
So I know that your son Lachlan, he was in a team because we were chatting about it the other day because I saw him down the oval and he said, "Oh yeah, gonna smoke him, gonna smoke the old boys." How'd they go?
Oh mate, I gave him windburn at the start. I said to him at the get-go, just stay with me.
So
don't
you're
go
both
too
off
hard.
the beach, yeah?
Yeah, don't go too hard early because you'll blow yourself up because you know what young cats are like.
Yeah, that's it.
And anyway, I was doing a backstroke half the time trying to slow down for him now. That's what I told him.
Sean just winked at me.
That's what I told him. Anyway, I also want to mention that, so the difference with the Port to Pub is you can do the 25-kilometre ultra marathon, which then enables you to go on to do like the English Channel and the Derwent River swim and stuff like that. And there was 75 or 78 entrants this year, which is incredible.
It is, isn't it?
And they're in the water for 10 hours, up to 10 hours.
And a woman won.
Magnificent. Some of the female swimmers are so good. They're so good. Yeah. And once again, I take my hat off to them.
Yeah.
And I get back to the fact that you're jumping into the ocean and it's 20 Ks if you go on a straight line. The reality is a lot of people who have their GPS trackers on, you normally do about 24, 25 Ks.
Because of the currents.
Because of the currents and the way the swell pushes you. You never go on a straight line. You don't even know where you're going half the time. But one of the things is when you're in the big blue ocean is you're worrying about what's also in there with you. And I was having, I think we were just over about the 13K mark when I thought that I was swimming along quite well, and then I got called into our boat and I didn't see that anyone was ready to jump in. After me, it was Lee Spur. Now, he's a great swimmer, Lee, and he was about to jump in after me normally and he wasn't ready. And then they pulled me in. I said, "What's going on?" And they said, "Oh, there's a shark. You need to get out of the water."
Oh.
How'd you feel at that exact moment?
I'm so glad I didn't see it, Ross. And I was very calm at the time because I didn't think it was close to me. But when we looked up and there was a lot of chatter on the radio, the boat was probably 100 metres maximum from us, which is quite close.
Yeah. It is. Like, it's about 40 seconds away if you're Eamon Sullivan. A little bit more if you're, I don't know, me.
Yeah. But so the talk was on the radio. They came on, they said, we've spotted either a tiger shark or a white shark. Now, that kept getting told throughout the broadcast.
They're both bad outcomes.
Yeah, I would have thought so too. And the people who were giving the instructions, because you've got all this safety craft out there, helicopters, guys on jet skis, other safety vessels out there that come straight to your rescue straight away, and they were giving the wrong coordinates. So you can see these people in the safety boats, right? So they're taking off in a straight line. Yes, we're going to the northern boundary. Beautiful. Yes. And they start heading there, and they're really going for it.
Spot.
And then they start, and they go, "Oh, no, I think we're at the southern 13K mark." And then they're chucking a left, and then they're going across. And that was quite Benny Hillish, if you like.
You were allowed to get out of the water if there's a shark?
Yes. If you're a solo swimmer, you cannot because you're disqualified.
Oh.
So you have to wait in the water.
Do you have to make a choice then and there?
Yes, or otherwise you just swim through. But for people who weren't around the mark, you can just keep carrying on as usual. So what happened is, if you go onto our Instagram, you'll be able to see that. We've got some video.
So there really was a shark. That wasn't it wasn't a false sighting or anything. There was actual vision of a dorsal fin fanging it through there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just
and it
going
was
about
good as
his
gold in
business.
the end. Not a problem at all. Everyone enjoyed the day and it was a great outcome. But when I was at the football yesterday, I was talking to a couple of journalists and a lot of people did the Port to Pub yesterday. And one guy was telling me how his mate was the skipper and on Channel 71 you needed to be on to be able to hear race updates and from the organisers. And Channel 73 is just another channel where you can hear other people who are boating on the day can, talk about what the conditions are like or whatnot.
But 71
you need to be on to.
Yes.
So this guy, unfortunately, for some reason, he'd gone from Channel 71 to 73 just for a second. He forgot to turn it back on.
Oh.
So he had people swimming through that area and swimming in the water.
And no clue because they weren't on the right channel.
And when he turned it back over, when he realised, it was just like, okay, the race can recommence. The sharks are all clear. And they were like, what? We've just been swimming through that area.
Oh.
Unbeknownst
Just
to them.
oblivious.
Oblivious.
Oh.
That'd be
Oblivious.
terrifying.
It is terrifying.
Oblivious to the danger whatsoever.
All right.
Some people chose to hear it, by the way, and just went, nah.
I'm just going to go for it.
Yeah. I'll just keep going.
That's
I'm not
ballsy,
worried.
isn't it? Look, were you oblivious to a danger, whatever it might be? You just carried on regardless, and then people afterwards told you, did you not have any idea that you were in mortal peril?
Yeah, absolutely.
Charlie's in Bassendean. Hello.
Hi, how are you going?
Great, Charlie.
Charlie.
Okay, what happened?
So this only happened the other day, so it was really funny that you talked about it on the radio. I was contracted to do a job on a tin roof last week, and there was some wires going to the building from the road from the power line.
Yeah.
And I was told that, you'll be fine. Just obviously don't touch them. Try and stay a little bit away from them.
Yes.
And so I did, and when I was under these power lines, my arms were tingling, and
Oh, my God.
my hairs were sticking up and everything. And so I called my boss, and I said, and I kind of mentioned it in passing, not even thinking really about it. And he ended up calling Western Power, and they pretty much were just get her the hell down there.
Yes.
No one can go up there. Pretty much she could have died at any second.
Oh, man.
Charlie, what were you doing on the
I was
roof?
under there for
On the
4
roof?
hours.
You're
I
on the
was
roof. Yep.
On the roof with power lines 2 meters above me.
But why were you on the roof? What were you doing?
I was painting.
Oh, just there with your
Should I be
paintbrush.
laughing?
Yeah. That's
God,
bad.
Charlie.
That's intense.
If you're tingling, get off.
Yeah, well, I thought...
No, that's a great rule.
I stand by it. No, and I
Great
stand
rule
by
for
it.
life. Tingling, get off.
Did you finish?
I was really happy to be alive. I called my partner
Yes.
and
Yeah.
so showed him a video and said, I just wanted to tell you I love you just in case something happens.
Oh,
Great text
Charlie.
again. Did you finish the job?
No.
Get paid, Ross.
He's the long-handled roller after that.
I would have thought so.
Oh, Charlie, thank you. Let's go to Susan in Aussie Park. Morning, Suze.
Hi, how are you?
Good,
Great,
Susan.
So we're talking about when there was a danger, but you were just oblivious to it and just carried on. What happened?
So myself and my partner went over to Malaysia to Kota Kinabalu, which we've
Yes.
never heard of, and went on a boat trip across to an island, which I think actually might have been Dragon Island, which we didn't know. So we decided to go on a little walk around the island. And after a couple of 100 meters, we were like, God, it's really quiet. No one's kind of following us. And we were walking through the back gardens and front gardens of the local people on the island.
Yeah.
So we kept going and realised there was lots of signs. It was turn back, keep out. But we didn't want to go back through people's gardens. So I was like, come on, look, we'll be fine. We'll just keep going. They wouldn't bring us somewhere that's really dangerous. And we were walking along. There was rocks on one side. There was waves crashing on the other. And it was kind of there's no point turning back. We're more than halfway.
Yes.
And so as I walked, this Komodo dragon falls
God.
out of the rock. And I ran. But the rocks were slippy, so I fell halfway down through a hole. And my designer sunglasses fell through another hole. So... I was screaming. My partner was trying to come back and get me, and the Komodo dragon was like, crawling
Licking
along
its
the
lips.
towards us. I was like, please take me, not the glasses.
Oh, terrifying.
How did you get out of the situation, Susan?
I thought I genuinely thought my leg was broken, but I was like, come on, let's keep going, martyr. And no, it wasn't. But I was left with like lots of scratches and a huge lump on my shin.
And did you get your glasses back?
Yes.
Okay, good. Worth it then.
I wasn't leaving.
Yeah, no, priorities. And we can't let you go, Susan, without saying Happy St. Patrick's Day to you and your folk.
How did you know I was Irish?
You
Just
sound very Aussie.
I'm just taking a wild stab in the dark.
Thank you.
All right, good work. Kiddo in Yanshep, hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hey, kiddo.
Hey, Kiddo, talk to us. What was the danger that you were oblivious to?
The danger was a couple of saltwater crocodiles. The situation was I was at Kakadu up in the territory at Lynchfield Park.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was a beautiful spot. But they had like this big, massive swimming hole with a waterfall and that on the other side of it. But they had swim within your limit signs.
Yes.
With closed across the top of the swim within your limit sign. So
Right.
I'm thinking it's just purely because the people are not here to make sure that you're not drowning or whatever. So
Yep.
there's a set of stairs that literally go down into the water, concrete stairs. So I've gone down the stairs into the water, start swimming across to the waterfall on the other side. And then that's when the rangers come down with their sirens and everything, blaring, screaming at me to get out of the water. And then, so it turned out there was 2 saltwater crocodiles and they're nesting in the freshwater. It was wet season in the territory, right at the mouth of the Daly River. So they held me. They had me there for about 40 minutes, educating me on saltwater crocodiles actually live in freshwater as well.
On what the sign closed means, obviously.
That's right. It doesn't mean the lifeguards are not there to drag you out if you can't swim. It just means closed.
The swimming hole is closed. I know exactly. I've been to that swimming hole. When that AR was there, it is
amazing.
So Litchfield National Park is something to behold.
Yeah.
Definitely go there if you're in the area because it's beautiful. There were heaps of people swimming when we were there, and it must be safe. But they did say they routinely have to drag crocs out of it.
That's so interesting because I know that whole area is amazing, and you just said it, and
so beautiful.
so did Kiddo, and everyone says you've got to go up there and do that. I would be a bit nervous jumping in some of those water holes. I know I see all my friends do it, and they take photos, look at us, waterfalls, and just great.
I 100% wouldn't have got in if I was the only one in there, regardless of what the sign said. But there were heaps of people in there, so I'm like, I'm fine. They'll eat them first.
Yeah, hopefully.
Thanks, Kiddo. Dave's in Mindari. Hi, Dave.
How you going, Peril?
Hey, good, Dave.
Buddy. Now, were you oblivious to the danger? What happened?
A handful of years ago, I was up at Exmouth with a scientist, and we were tagging a whale shark.
Oh, wow,
yeah.
great.
We had to put a spear it with a spear gun, and not something you want the public to see.
Yep.
And so, big shout out to Brad Norman. Brad and I were in the water and swimming along with this whale shark, trying to put this satellite tag in.
Yep.
And one of the charter boats has come up close to us, and we don't really want them around, so we've sort of said, look, what are you doing? What are you doing? And the skipper from the flyers yelled down, oh, mate, on the other side of the boat, about 100 metres away, there's a dead whale, and there's a great white shark and a bunch of big tiger sharks, and they're having
Just a feeding frenzy.
Dave.
And you're in the water just looking like a pair of chicken nuggets.
I know. You would have. Oh.
So, Brad and I made a sort of a hasty retreat back to the other boat and got out. But, just totally oblivious. We didn't see what was going on.
Wow. How far were you from your boat, Dave? Because I know you've got to follow the whale shark. They don't go particularly fast, but you still got to, got a flipper next to them.
We had a depot guy, a department guy in the boat, and that was about probably 50 metres away from us, not that far.
It is a long way when you find out about the feeding frenzy sharks, though, isn't it? The distance suddenly gets bigger.
Tigers don't really concern me that much, but a great white, that would be, they'd put the wind up me.
Yeah. I think it would.
I think that's the right attitude, Dave. What an amazing story.
What a cool thing to do. Go out and we need all that
Tagging
data.
whale sharks.
For
incredible, isn't it?
the whale sharks and great white sharks too, because there's a lot of tagging going on there.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Belmont or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
What's going on with the coffee delivery just then? Everyone got up and about.
Sam was giving me heaps of getting a cappuccino, but I think he's giving me an almond cap, which is AC, which like I'm,
As opposed to DC, or
I just want the normal, full cream.
let's talk.
You're such a man, aren't you?
Yeah. Your full cream
Hair on the
cappuccino.
chest and everything, this guy.
Did you watch the Grand Prix then, Manly Man?
It was actually, I was at an awards night, but I know a lot of people were watching it while they're at the awards night. They're trying to
The Grand Prix was
yesterday.
Okay,
during
maybe
the
that
There
day.
was qualifying before then.
It happens all weekend. I know not the actual
No, but
race.
the actual race was yesterday.
Okay, I didn't watch it because I was with the family doing a family bike ride, okay?
The Melbourne has been really warm over the last week or so, and they haven't had a cold front come through. And my mate Dennis was telling me this morning they haven't had one the whole summer.
ages,
Normally
yeah.
they do, Nat.
And
As
then
you
just
know.
in time for the Grand Prix, the skies opened and it was disastrous conditions.
Yeah, it certainly was.
Pouring rain, horrendous.
Yeah, the interesting thing is because it's so technical F1 racing, right? So they got to be swapping tyres in and out.
Yes.
There's a chance that it can stop raining for a while. Lewis Hamilton's team, they made a decision. They go, we'll go back on the slicks, and it just doesn't work for you.
Yeah. And what's the Doohan kid's name?
Jack
Doohan. He was. I saw an interview before there. He said, "I've never driven this car in the rain. not this car, any Formula One car. He's never driven a Formula One car in the rain, in practice or anything." And so, unexpectedly, he did not finish. But you go, that's tough for your first home Grand Prix as well.
totally get it. And Ross, have you ever driven an F1 car before?
Not recently.
Okay,
No.
so they don't have windscreen wipers.
No, they don't.
No.
You're just going 300 clicks with the rain
and then
pelting
you just
down.
have to peel your things off,
your
off your
visor
helmet.
off.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You watch
amazing.
that? What's the Drive to Survive? Which I'm actually
Yes.
trying not to watch the F1 now because I don't want it to ruin it because it's a year behind.
Yep.
when
Sure.
you watch it.
Yep.
But you see the camera angle when they're in the rain. You can't see anything. It looks.
No.
You can't see in front of you.
No.
No.
go on.
As Sean said, 300 clicks, which I assume is 300 k's an hour.
You assume correctly.
Yes. No, it's 300 clicks of the spokey doke.
Okay, yeah.
So obviously, we're just watching it now on the TV as well. The big news was when Oscar Piastri, the great hope of for a local win, spun out and then ended up on the grass. And Lando Norris did as well, but he was able to get back on the track fairly rapidly.
He didn't go as wide, Nat.
No.
When he spun, he didn't go as wide and had traction when he was on the
Yes.
grass.
So that was the thing. Oscar's then on the grass, and you could see him trying to floor it to get back into the race. And because he was coming second at the time, he was headed for a podium
Yeah,
finish.
for sure.
And
45 laps in.
Yeah, and out of 57, so they were nearly home. And he could not, the wheels are just spinning, but nothing was happening. And just go, he's just watching it all slip out of slip between his fingers. Eventually, he kind of had to back it up, reverse really slowly in order to get it back on the track to recommence. And what did he finish, 10th or something overall?
Ninth in the end.
Yeah, which is a good,
He gave up a full lap with that time of being out of the race and was able to claw himself back to ninth
Yeah,
position.
it's amazing, isn't it? Amazing.
You know what the F1s need in this situation when you think about it when they do a pit stop? Now, you see plenty of four-wheel drives getting around with those tracks, those plastic tracks
Yes.
they have on the roof.
Yes.
Now, just strap a couple of those suckers
That's
to the
right.
side of the F1 car. When you go off into the sand or onto the grass like
Yes.
happened to Oscar, he can get out, just put it under
Yes.
the back wheel, Ross, for a bit
Sort
of
it out.
traction.
Yes.
Reverse.
Yeah.
Did you
Easy.
reverse first?
Spoken,
And then-
Sean, like a true four-wheel driver.
I've been bogged many times before that. And for some reason, always get helped out by a West Coast Eagles supporter. It's uncanny.
Well, they've got the full Prados and all the gear. Because when you do go off-road, sometimes it seems like a really good idea until you get stuck. I can remember years ago when I lived in Melbourne, and when I was going to uni, I worked as a trainer for a local footy side.
Yeah.
And it was a pre-season match in outer suburban Melbourne. And I was just going along to watch. I wasn't working this night because I couldn't get there in time to work. So I just went along to watch the match. And you pull in, it's the classic park around the...
I love it.
I know, it's
Community
the best. And so
Oval.
I'm driving in and then I realise there's nowhere to park. I've missed my spots around the fence. And so I kind of went up a bit, followed the track around, and then I see there's a park over to my left, and I think I'll just go over there. And so I was just like cut across and park over there under that tree. But what I could not see was that on the left-hand side of the vehicle, it dropped down. There was it dropped down into a drain about a metre. And so I've just basically driven my Corolla straight off the front wheel of my Corolla straight off this. And then, of course, it's just got stuck. The whole thing's just dropped down and the car's kind of just teetering. And then I just went, oh, no. And so then I got out of the car and I'm looking at it and everybody's just staring at me like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And I went, I just went to park over there. And so then like about 8 burly guys just came over and just literally picked my car.
Picked it up.
Picked it up. That's what Austin needed yesterday. Just a bunch of burly guys to pick up his car, walk it over and plonk it on the track so it can get going.
You don't want to be that person you don't want to be those guys who walk on an F1 thing when there's cars slipping around left, right and centre to go and help somebody out.
But he was on the lawn.
He was on. That's a safe spot.
All right, we want to know, have you gone off-road and then gotten yourself stuck? Let's catch up with Brendan in Mindarie. Morning, Brendan.
Good morning. How you going?
Good,
Great, Brendan. When did you go off-road and what happened?
I didn't. There was my mate. He was living in Germany.
Yeah?
And he bought himself some Ferrari car because he's a rich and snobby little prick. Person. And we were going around this this sort of mountain road thing, and there was cafe and there's all these girls, and he decided to be a big macho man and floor it and goes really fast, gets stuck between 2 trees. And writes the car off.
Oh, in his fancy car.
In front of girls?
Yeah, he wrote the car off. He had the car for about 2 days.
You seem to love every bit of that, Brendan, when he was trying to flex with the ladies.
I was in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
I was in the passenger seat. I was like, oh, yeah, your Ferrari looks amazing. I think I'll stick to my Falcon. Thank you.
Yeah.
So it's actually stuck between the 2 trees. You couldn't get it out.
No, couldn't get out. Had to cut a hole through the roof.
To get out.
Sunroof.
Yeah.
Wow.
The window was cracked and the glass was falling in.
But you guys were okay, right? I just want to.
And were the girls impressed, more importantly?
No, I think there was more laughter and pointing than anything else, and his manhood sort of went.
And they said, look at that snobby little prick.
Yes, exactly.
Good on you, Brendan. Thank you. Heather's in Calista. Good morning, Heather.
Good morning.
Hi, Heather. Right, Heather, did you go off-road and what happened?
I did. I was starting a new job and I thought I was turning into the driveway and I'd turned too early and turned into the walkway and drove down 3 steps. And my little Daewoo bottomed out on the steps. And a man walking past with his dog said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm fine." So I just floored it and kept driving down the steps, drove round the walkway into the car park at work and carried on with my job.
Hey, Heather.
Your very first day of this job, Heather. What a way to make an impact. That's great.
I got to work okay.
Yeah. Was the car all right or did you do a bit of damage?
Yeah, a bit dented underneath, but, and it took a bit of... I went and checked out the steps and just chipped the steps a bit. But, yeah.
I can see how that happens.
Yeah, I know.
Actually reminds me, Heather, when I was in Bali in June last year, we went on one of those four-wheel drive tours.
Oh, yeah.
The quad bike
The quad
tours,
biking.
yes.
So you go up into the Ubud and you jump on the quad bikes and they give you a bit of a lesson right now. Don't do this, do's and don'ts. And there was, you've got a lot of people from different nationalities there and they not necessarily understand everything the Balinese are saying. Anyway, the start was you just drive over this tiny little bridge, and the reason why there's a bridge is because there's rice paddy fields that are probably about 1.5 meters lower than that little bridge, and then you just turn right and you go onto the track. As soon as we jumped onto this bridge, which we'd driven probably 7 meters in total.
Yes.
These Chinese people, they just went straight into the rice paddy field.
Just went into the drink.
I don't know what they were doing, but they just turned totally off-road.
Not following the instructions.
They dropped 1.5 meters, and then they just did a somersault and went on. And then, of course, there was a lot of yelling and screaming at each
Great
other.
recovery, I can imagine. Thank you, Heather. Michelle's in Quinns. Hello, Michelle.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Morning, Michelle.
Did you go off-road and get stuck as well?
Yeah, we were driving down in Esperance, from Esperance back down to Warton Beach, and we come across some European backpackers that had got themselves bogged in a minivan that, not
shouldn't
a
be
four-wheel
there.
drive.
Yep.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been there. So I said to my husband,
you've got to stop. You can't leave them there. Like, if that was our daughters, you'd want someone to help them out. So he's, begrudgingly, turned around, went back, and they had no idea how to reverse or, get their car in reverse and keep their wheels straight in order for us to pull them out.
Yep.
So it was quite a battle. We were digging them out. They were right down deep. And tried a couple of attempts, couldn't get them out. In the end, my husband was just like, oh, this is ridiculous. So he just floored it as fast as he could go, and he ripped off the toe.
Oh, the toe ball?
Not the toe ball, the...
I know what you mean, at the front.
Yeah, the front. And it just tore off and went flying into our car, hit our rear bumper. And then he's reattached it. I think he went to the front of the car or something and attached it there, and then we've pulled their bumper off.
Oh, man. Michelle, your husband was right. You shouldn't have helped.
Shouldn't have helped. So we finally got them out, saw them on their way, and we get back in our car, continue down, heading back towards Wharton Beach, and our transmission starts failing.
Oh, yeah, because your car had been under so much pressure doing all the towing.
Yeah, so we ended up limping it back to Esperance and having to get a tow truck to tow it home to Perth.
Oh, no.
We were caravanning, so we had to get his dad to drive down in his Land Cruiser, fly him home and come home in his car. And it cost us about $15,000 all up just to help someone out.
Oh, are you kidding me?
That hurts.
Yeah.
That hurts.
$2,500 damage to the rear bumper and, $13,000 to repair the transmission.
And that's not even factoring in the bumper of theirs that you ruined.
Oh, well, theirs was a hire car, so that was their problem.
Yeah, and you gave them a false name, which is good.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So never again.
Michelle, just trying to help out. It is a bit of a trap, though. People go, you can drive on the beach all the way out to the national park. Yeah, you need a four-wheel drive to be able to do that.
Most definitely. Isn't there signs around? Oh, I mean...
Oh, yeah, no, there are. There are.
You're international. You do these things.
That's right.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
We're just talking about stuff that's happening on our Instagram. And, of course...
You're popular at the moment. Actually, no, not Shaun's popular. Shaun's shorts are popular.
Shaun's shorts.
I'm not aware of this at all. So you just brought it up.
The lack thereof shorts.
So this is both on Facebook and on Instagram because it was a picture taken with the Prime Minister when he was in on Friday. And you wore your blue and white striped shorts.
Yes.
You remember the ones?
Yes.
Well, and also in that photo, you kind of squatted down a little bit. And that exposed a lot of your thigh.
Yeah, it was really tight. And
Here is the photo.
Oh, shit. I paid zero attention to that, and I see what's going on.
Well, a lot of other people did pay some attention to it, Ross.
Yeah, here's some of the comments. Sam, you may have some as well, our digital man. Put some pants on, McManus from Ange Down Under. And then Stella Isabella said, Shaun, those shorts are hungry. She wrote that twice.
My favourite, though, is whenever there's a photo of Albo, people always comment, politically divisive.
Politically, yes, that's right.
Somebody just commented, knob, and I said, yes, you can almost see Shaun.
Give us the clown one. You told me that. I thought that was funny as well.
Yeah, somebody also commented just clown, and I said, yeah, Shaun's not that bad. Come on. Yeah.
Worth checking
Very
out.
good, Sam.
They're very
Happy
short.
days. Yeah, if you want to see. If you've been hankering to see some upper McManus thigh,
and a hungry bum.
It's the photo for you. But all the squats we've been doing are obviously paying off, Shaun.
How are you feeling, by the way?
Okay,
Nat?
so we are officially halfway. I've written down the number of squats I've done so far.
How many a day?
174. I've done 2,784 squats so far in the month of March. This is raising money for the National Breast Cancer Foundation.
That is outstanding.
Yeah, no, it's hard to fathom that I've still got 2 weeks to go.
Have you got any consequences from that large amount of squats?
My knees are screaming, but they were always screaming. I think it's getting easier, as in obviously I'm getting stronger. You can't, if you're not getting stronger after doing nearly 3,000 squats, there's something in 2 weeks, there's something wrong with you. But yeah, it's I'd like it to be over now, but we've still got 2 weeks to go.
Oh, you're doing a great job.
Halfway.
Great job.
Well done.
I'm in the top. I'm number 15 in the fundraisers as well.
Oh, even better.
Out of, I don't know, there's like 12,000. Lots of people sign up and don't really follow it through. But yes, I'm in the top 15.
Oh, that's awesome.
What a
Good on you, mate.
Look at my thighs. Don't see me flashing my thighs to everybody, Shaun.
I've got a pair of shorts you can wear.
The crowd's
Trust
gone
me.
really mad. They're really
I just extended.
applauding well. Thanks, everybody.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Belmont or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.